What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing a video about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic redraw. And without further ado, here we go. Okay, so we have Twilight in a library setting. I mentioned in the previous video on this topic that I was going to do some fun backgrounds or something like, backgrounds, so that's what I did. And right here, I'm going to show you the detail that makes her look like a Morgan horse. And ooh, I even did like the eye color. I tried to make it look like realistic, but I couldn't do pencil that small of a detail, so I just did marker. And if you can faintly see like the horn ridges, which is really cool. I tried to do as much detail as possible. I made her a little extra darker so it matches the vibe of the Morgan horse. And also the cutie mark. Fine. Wings are hard, guys. Wings, feet, hands are so hard. Alright, and obviously we have a little spiky wikey. But yeah, this is Twilight Sparkle. It's gonna do. It's perfect. Alright, so that is Twilight Sparkle. On the other side of Twilight, I did Rarity. And I'm very proud with how it turned out. I think you can definitely tell that this is definitely a sewing room and probably in one of her studios somewhere. Alright, let's get close up. This one's a bit more hyper detailed than the last background because, well, it's a studio. Okay, these lines are meant to look like stitches. Just in case if you didn't notice that. And then, little gems, because she likes her gems, and she has like either ribbon or spools of string behind her. Then she's got her scissors and measuring tape. I really like how that measuring tape turned out. It looks cool. And then, obviously, her body is adorable. It was a little difficult to figure out how to do the, I believe, Anglo-Arabian. The Anglo-Arabian vibe, but I think I did okay. It looks fine to me, and I think you'll like it too. And this is what I meant by the hair. Like, I went all out for the hair, which honestly, loving it. And I also like that I used like gray to like do for the shading parts because in her pony, in her MLP form on the show, she's got like gray lines to do the outline part of her body, so that way you can tell like where certain parts of her body are like shaded or like like I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, the eyelashes are fun. I also did some eyeshadow too, if you can tell. Hopefully you can. Then look, there's a little tomato with pins. Yay! And then she has a sewing compartment, like a sewing machine compartment right here. And then all around her is just bolts of fabric, just a whole bunch. And like you can tell it's like fabric because look at that little section. It's so fun. I really like how it turned out. It's so super duper fun. I had to paint the floor the brown because I messed up on the floor. But yeah, this is Rarities. Next is Applejack on her Sweet Apple Acres background. And I did her as a Pichirian horse breed. It's a workhorse breed, so this horse is gonna be like really muscular. So I tried to do as much muscular lines as I could. I'm very happy with how it turned out. It looks very much like Applejack and a little bit of that breed. And look at that hair detail. So awesome. You can like barely pick out like all the different colors of yellow. It's so much fun. I love it. And the same with the mane. So awesome. And then the hair, the eyes are awesome too. I really like how it turned out. Yeah, and this was my best interpretation of Sweet Apple Acres. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And here we have Pinkie Pie. This is what I did for Pinkie Pie. I didn't really do any pencil work other than the wood part in the beam. I didn't feel like doing pencils when I drew this. I just wanted to do the markers and be done with it because at this point I was like, I'm exhausted. Because I was like working almost non-stop with these because they're hyper detailed and it's like, you can get exhausted. But yeah, I really like how Pinkie Pie turned out. Like, look at that. She kind of reminds me of a Dalmatian. It's so cute. And it's kind of nice that the cutie mark is able to pop out, because when it was just pencil then ink, you could barely tell that it was a cutie mark. You had to color it in order to make it not look like just more of her spots. I think the Appaloosa kind of fits her vibe. Very fun and vibrant. And I actually made a mistake around here. I thought I was going to be able to like make like a joint situation for the hoof, but I messed up, so I was able to fix my mistake and make it into a balloon string and then do a balloon, because there isn't much color. It's just like a lot of pink, so you're like bombarded with pink. So if like add a little bit of yellow within the pink, it's like, oh, it's not too pink. And the background is based off of Sugar Cube Corner's kitchen. Yeah, and that's Pinkie Pie. She is swimming in blue. This is a lot of blue. And honestly, I like it either way. I put like pencil on top of the marker so that way it wouldn't be all marker. And then on top of the blue clouds, I put some white pencil on it. I actually used up my white pencil, which like, cool. I used up the rest of my white pencil, which is really fun. I had a little oopsie on the cutie mark, but it's not too bad. In my opinion, it's not too bad. So I can live with it. Plus, I can't really change it now. But yeah, this is Rainbow Dash as an Arabian. Like, I don't like the Arabian dip nose. Like, I don't really like the Arabian nose dip. It looks so creepy and scary. It's like, oh my gosh, what happened to your nose kind of thing. So I didn't do that for this. I wanted like a bit more of a softened dip, which it kind of is a little bit. I don't know if it's in the right spot or not, but I think it's like a bit of a softer dip of Arabian. But yeah, this is what I did for Rainbow Dash, and I like how it turned out. Again, the wings, so hard. Wings are so hard. And hooves, look. It was very much of like, I'm exhausted at this point and I want to be done. And I'm glad I did still try to do my best. It was still fun either way, because it has like Rainbow Dash's energy. It feels like Rainbow Dash, like soaring through the sky, which is fun. Alright. Here is Fluttershy as the Clydesdale. And I'm very happy with how Fluttershy turned out. She's really, really adorable. I should have had more like pink hair like around here, but it is what it is. It would have looked like, oh my gosh, she's got a lot of hair. But I just, you know, it was very difficult when I traced all these breeds on my laptop screen because it's very flimsy. So instead of tracing it on paper that I already had designs on, I had to trace it on my laptop screen. It was like, ah! Goodness gracious, this is difficult. But I did, and I was able to get it done. And yeah, very happy with how it turned out. I was finally able to use these stickers. They've been sitting in my clipboard box forever now, and now I finally get to use them. And honestly, the birds help with tying this into being Fluttershy, because otherwise if it was just a horse on a field, it would just be a horse on a field with wings. That's very neon bright yellow and pink. But yeah, I honestly am happy with how this turned out. The trees are a little wonky, but honestly it kind of feels like fun to me. But yeah, I wanted to put some like flowers in the ground so that way it looks like a meadow, and I think that turned out okay. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. The notification bell when you want to be notified about another video. And let me know in the comments down below if you want to see Equestria Girls, My Little Pony Equestria Girls, in their own version of what I did for these guys, except instead of horses, you know, people, for Equestria Girls. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye, Foxcubs!